Hello children, we are going to calculate magnetic field produced by a current carrying long straight conductor, right? You know, current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. We are going to calculate the magnetic field produced by this straight current carrying conductor. Look at the diagram children. Y dash is the conductor. In that conductor, I is the current through the conductor, right? Now you draw a line OP, okay? This OP line, it is perpendicular to y dash. You can note it down. P is the point which is at a distance A from O. Now in this long wire, you consider a very small portion of in the wire, that is AB, that is equal to DL. This we call it as the elementary length, right? Now if you consider current in this elementary length, you can say IDL as the current element. Now you can join the point A and P, that is AP line is of length R. Same way you join the point B and P, right? Now you know what is dB? dB is the magnetic field, right? Produced by the current element IDL. Look at the angle children. Angle OPA is angle phi, and you can note down angle APC is d phi. APC and also APB both are angle d phi, same angle d phi. Now you have to drop a perpendicular from C. This is the perpendicular. AC is perpendicular to BP, right? Next, theta. In this you have marked here theta. What is this theta? This angle theta. Theta is the angle between DL and the line joining BP line, and the line joining DL and the point P, right? Everything I have written it here children, you can note down. Now we will using Biot-Savart's law, we are going to find dB, right? Now you know the already you know the formula for Biot-Savart's law, mu naught by 4 pi IDL sin theta by R square, right? Now we are going to find the value of DL sin theta and we are going to substitute. For that you have to consider in the expression, while deriving the expression children, you have to consider three triangles. This is the triangle number 1, ABC triangle number 1, APC triangle number 2, third triangle OPA. First triangle, second triangle, and this third triangle. In the first triangle, that is in the triangle ABC triangle, you have to find out sin theta. Sin theta is nothing but opposite by hypotenuse, right? So if this is theta, this will be AC will be the opposite side. Hypotenuse, this is 90 degree, so this will be DL, that is this is 90 degree children, so this will be the AB will be the hypotenuse. AC we do not know, so but AB is DL, we know that, right? Again I'll say this is theta, so this will be the opposite side and this will be the hypotenuse. Cross multiply, what do you get? AC is equal to DL sin theta. Okay, you highlight this equation, let it be equation 1. Children, you should know what is n vector children. N vector is the unit vector which is acting at the point P perpendicular to the plane of the paper and it acts inward, right? So unit vector n cap is the unit vector. Okay, unit vector, it acts perpendicular to plane of paper and also inwards. Okay, plane of paper and it acts inwards, right? Now same way in this triangle, which triangle? APC triangle children. From the triangle APC, find out what is sin d phi. So you know the opposite by hypotenuse. In this triangle APC triangle, this is d phi, right? So AC will be the opposite side, 90 degree, this is 90, so this will be the hypotenuse, opposite hypotenuse, that is AC by AP, right? AC by R, right? Now AC cross multiply, what do you get? AC is equal to R into sin d phi. So you can write it as AC can be written as R into d phi. Why? If angle is sin d phi, okay, sin d phi can be written as, it is approximately equal to d phi. Angle is very small, so instead of sin d phi you can write it as d phi. Now you compare these two, both LHS are same, right? So you can equate both RHS. You will get dl sin theta is equal to r into d phi. Okay, now I will name this as 2. Substitute 2 in 1. Instead of dl sin theta you can put r d phi. Therefore db vector is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I. Instead of dl sin theta, what you are going to substitute? Instead of dl sin theta you can substitute r into d phi divided by r square n cap, right? You can cancel these two, right? What will you get? Mu naught by 4 pi I d phi by r into n cap. We are going to find out what is r and substitute it here. So for that you have to consider the third triangle, children. I will write it here, right? Which triangle? Third triangle, OPA triangle. So from the triangle OPA, what is cos phi is equal to? Adjacent, right? This is not d phi, this is phi, children. This angle is phi. So this is phi, this will be opposite side, this will be the adjacent, and this will be the hypotenuse. Adjacent by hypotenuse, that is a by r. So r is equal to a by cos phi. Okay, now you can substitute this r value here. So what do you get? db vector is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I d phi by, what is that r value? A by cos phi, right? Into n cap. Now children, you take it up. So what do you get? db vector is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I cos phi d phi by a into n cap. See, the small portion produces magnetic field dB. Ideal part produces dB. Entire length, if you add up small portions, you will get the entire length of the wire y dash, right? So the full length of the wire produces magnetic field B. So to find B, what you have to do? You have to sum up, right? You have to sum up all this. That means you have to integrate. Is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by a integral cos phi d phi n cap. Limit you have to substitute, right children? Look at the limit, children. Now I will use some different colors. Now look here, children. From this line you are going to measure this, right? This part you are going to measure, that is py. Okay, that is the point P meets the edge of the wire, right? From, I'll take this as x-axis. From this is phi 2, right? Same way x-axis to this line you can take it as phi 1. I will write it as minus phi 1 because here you are measuring angle in clockwise direction, right? Here you are measuring angle in anti-clockwise. That's why I am going to put minus phi 1. Why minus phi 1? You are measuring angle in anti-clockwise direction. So minus phi 1. So what are the limit you are going to use here? Phi 2 and minus phi 1. Right children? So what are the limit you are going to use? Phi 2 minus phi 1. Integral dB vector is B. Okay, integral dx is x. So same way integral dB is B. Mu naught I by 4 pi a. If you integrate, what you get? Sin phi, upper limit, lower limit. Instead of this you substitute upper limit and lower limit values. You can substitute 4 pi a sin upper limit phi 2 minus lower limit is minus phi 1. So mu naught I by 4 pi a sin phi 2 plus sin phi 1, right? B vector. So that is equal to, for infinitely long conductor, okay, for infinitely long conductor, phi 1 value, phi 2 value, you can take it as 90 degree. How it is? See, look children, see I told you, you can take this as x-axis. This is the edge of the wire meets the point, right? Now if you increase the length, what happen, you see, can you see the angle increases? If I increase the length, if the length of the wire increases to the second point, what happen, angle increases. Length of the wire, it increases, you can see angle here, it becomes phi 3. You can see angle increases, right? As angle increases, what will happen children? As the angle increases, you can see this line, it will extend, and it at a one point, for infinitely long wire, this line extends and it will appears like a 90 degree. Okay, so for infinitely long conductor, you can take phi 1 phi 2 value as 90 degree. Here if you substitute sin 90, phi 2 90, 90, you will get sin 90 plus sin 90 as how much? B vector is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a. Sin 90 plus sin 90 is 1 plus 1, that is 2, is equal to mu naught I by, put n cap everywhere, n cap, mu naught by 4 pi a into 2. If you cancel these two, you will get, so what you can write, B vector is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi, mu naught I by 2 pi a into n cap. Okay, so this is the expression for magnetic field produced by a straight conductor carrying current. Hope you understood children. You have to practice this answer at least twice. Thank you.